Good morning. It's Monday. We've got a sick bronze and also a sick bronze, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, what? Could
Like
you just specify really quick? What do you mean by that?
Sick bronze, but also a sick bronze.
What does that mean?
Like
I'm sick.
She's sick, but she's also sick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but does any of this have to do with me?
No, I don't think so.
Am I sick or a bronze?
I mean, we could bronze you if you want to. We could get some bronzer, and
I'm just like, how does this relate to me? I feel like we started today talking all about bronze and not even about me once.
Jesse, it sounds like you've been on Twitter too long. Do you have main character syndrome, Jesse Cox? Is that what's happening?
Me, man, I am sidekick syndrome at best.
Sidekick syndrome? So does that mean you're only upset for like one other person and that's it? I've never heard of sidekick syndrome
and helpful,
before.
But also a wild card. You know what I mean? Like I'm there for you, but in a way that's going to get both of us in trouble and push the plot forward. Yes.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I've got wacky ideas.
Yeah.
And some thoughts on things.
Okay.
But I'm always supportive in the end.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Bronze, what'd you do to get
Seinfeld
sick?
Music.
That's all that show is. It's just a bunch of sidekicks.
Yeah. I went to TwitchCon, which is the convention of the unwashed masses.
Do you think it was Twitch? I mean, that was a week after, right? Like,
we did an episode about maybe colds take a little bit, right?
I don't know how colds work. I'm not a doctor, unfortunately. Can't tell you how they work.
I am. I think colds take a few days to incubate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like you can blame this on TwitchCon. No one's going to stop you. Who's going to stop you?
Thank you.
Not me.
Either that or the grocery store, and I don't think it's the grocery store.
I think it's the grocery store.
I would love it to be the grocery store, to be honest.
I think it's the grocery store.
I can't get my groceries anymore.
No, I'm so sorry.
Look, you got to be on the lookout for sneezers. Okay, sneezers are what ruin the world.
What kind of grocery store was it?
You know what I bet it was? I've had really bad allergies because of the smoke. I bet, because I usually mask up when I go out. I bet I probably touched something that had someone's cold funk on it and then rub my eyes or my nose because they've been so itchy lately.
Could have been.
Because normally I don't touch my eyes, nose, or mouth. But when I have allergies, I'm not going to lie, chat. My fingers are in my eyes, nose, and mouth constantly.
Same.
It's itchy.
My eyes are so dry when I have allergies. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so itchy that so I bet you it was that.
Might have been. Could have been. Jesse,
you're not getting touched sick, like a ripe nanner, and you were like, "Ooh, is this the nanner I want to eat tomorrow?" No, I don't think so. Rub, and then you got sick. Science.
Nanner funk.
Yeah, you got that nanner funk.
Can't buy those bananas. You got to stay away from them.
I love a good nanner. Love a good nanner.
You need to just eat only the healthy people vegetables because that means only healthy people are touching them.
False. Nah.
Right?
No such thing.
You go eat a bunch of avocados. You get a bunch of cucumbers.
All vegetables, healthy people vegetables.
No, some are just some are like I want to eat healthy, but it's not really healthy vegetable.
What is your hot take here? Are you going to be like cucumbers are for fatties?
No.
What is your vibe?
No, cucumbers I think go into the healthy people buy cucumbers. I don't think healthy people buy bananas.
Iceberg lettuce?
That's
garbage,
a mix.
Trash food.
No, that's a mix because iceberg lettuce is a basis for all salads in a lot of ways. So it's a mix. You get healthy people and not healthy people eating it.
And arugula, I don't want it.
That's exactly right. You got to just get only baby spinach and arugula and leafy greens.
Right.
Stay the fuck away from apples and strawberries. And
those are vegetables.
Well, they're in the produce section. Okay, we're broadening our horizons.
No, but you specifically no.
Well, I'm broadening my horizons here, Bronze.
Vegetables.
Well, JP never claimed to know what healthy person vegetables are.
That's also true.
He just said they exist.
That's also true. Yeah. See, someone in chat gets it. I know exactly what JP means. Apples are normie fruits. Unhealthy people be all over them. See, they get it.
I'm racking my brain
that checks
trying
out.
to think of a really unhealthy vegetable. I guess potatoes?
Yeah.
Wait, are potatoes a vegetable?
You don't even know what you're making fun of me. You don't even.
I was gonna say they're roots and tubers, aren't they?
It is a root and tuber situation.
They are.
A root
I think it's
tuber?
root and tuber.
They are.
Yeah.
It just starts.
Got a root and tuber.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to get your tubers.
I found
legumes.
Well, this is Theraflu bronze here. This is the new type of bronze. It'll be good.
It's much nicer than Hotel Bronze.
I love Theraflu blonde.
We'll see.
Blondes?
Blondes?
I love Theraflu blondes.
No, it's actually Theraflu blondes because she can't say bronze while on Theraflu.
Right.
Dude, I found this crazy potato when I was at the local supermarket, okay? The potato game has changed, Jesse Cox, and you were unaware.
I love taters. So
allow me to change your life.
Okay.
This, I don't know how they do it. It might just be the fact that it's wrapped in plastic, but it's an individual potato that is like wrapped in some sort of cellophane plastic. Okay.
I'm aware. Yeah. I see those.
And it cooks in the microwave in 6 minutes. And it comes out like it's been in the oven for an hour. It is perfect every time.
That's a lot. You're telling me the outside's like the actual outside of the potato is like both crisp and like the inside is like nice and toasted.
100%.
Don't believe it.
Jesse Cox, I swear to God, it's incredible.
Refuse to believe it.
They're incredible.
Olive oil and salt the outside.
Makes me think,
they are.
You know what potato makes me think of, Jesse? You ever see those pictures of potatoes that like kind of grow legs and have a thick ass?
Nice.
Chat, do you know what I'm talking about? Where people show like the deformed vegetables and you have like a potato that has like, or like a carrot that has like a thick ass. That always reminds me of Jesse.
That's my face, bro.
Hey, I don't know if checks the mail, bro.
No, my gate was picking up. I was just saying that's my face back there to what you just said. I'm looking kind of pale today. Let's turn the gamut down. I'm a little pale, you know?
You do look a little. You look like you're the sick one.
I gotta drop this down here a little bit, you know? Let's go look right here.
You look great.
A little more color in my face.
No, he doesn't look great. Don't lie to him, Jesse.
I'm
supposed to be the sick one. I'm supposed to be the sick one. Meanwhile, JP looks like a vampire.
You look fine now. For Lord of the Night.
No.
You have the most color of all the vampires I've seen.
Now you look like someone a vampire would eat.
Yeah, you look like you're full of blood.
Before you look like yeah, you do. Before
yeah, now you look like your little blood pumping, and I'm like, that guy looks tasty.
What the hell's going on? So anyways, these potatoes, you can put them in the microwave for 6 minutes, and they come out perfect every single
I don't believe that shit at
time.
All. That sounds like a lie.
I'll record it. I'll make
a pocket of big single potato.
They are not cheap. I'll tell you that much. Compared to you can get a sack of potatoes for one potato in the microwave.
I was about to say
they're pretty expensive.
But that one's done in 6 minutes, though. You're saying
it's great. It's great. You put it in the microwave 6 minutes, bam, you got a fucking potato. A baked potato in 6 minutes? That's crazy.
I don't believe that shit at all.
That's crazy.
That sounds like a lie.
Ask Erin. She's had him before. Send her a text. Hit up her. Get in the DMs. Let her know. Ask her.
That's just being a good spouse. Sticking up for you when you're off the rails.
Ask her unprompted right now. I'll keep my hands up. I can't text her. I can't signal her to let her know that Jesse Cox is.
You're on the same. You're already on the same page. You're on the same page. It happens.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Potato's about to walk in the room and demand they do better. What? I don't even get that. Oh my God! Look at that cat.
I know, Gomez.
Wait, is that AC on? Is he like?
He's turning it on now.
Oh yeah, he's confused that just happened. Anyways, we often talk about the MCU here, but we also talk about Star Wars. Jesse Cox, did you see that Andor episode?
Bro, it was so good.
Oh my fucking God, Jesse Cox!
It's currently the best show on TV right now.
It is. It's the best show. It's the best fucking show.
It's so good.
Nothing's better. It's probably the best. It's show of the year for me. I don't think there's been a better show this year.
It's not done yet. It's not done
We
yet.
got 6 more episodes. You're right. I
have a theory and a fear about all streamable shows. Every show that's direct to stream platform, I have a theory on now. And so far, I think I'm correct. There are exceptions to the rule, but so far, I think I'm correct. We'll talk about it at the end of She-Hulk, I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Andor's very good. If you're not watching it, you're fucking up. Go watch 6 episodes. Yep. It's worth it.
I need to go watch it.
Bronze, you got to watch it. Let's talk about some news. That Harrison Ford shit that we spoke about it briefly.
We did. I thought it was a rumor.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's real. Harrison Ford is going to be playing General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in Captain America New World Order.
How are they going to do that? What are they going to do there?
That's wild. It's wild because of the fact that Harrison Ford is going to have to do all of those press interviews and talk about the MCU. And just, how did they get him to do that? How did they do that, Jesse? Is it money?
I don't even know what a Hawkman is.
Is it just money?
I was saying to my wife who sees dancing babies, I said, honey, I'm going to be in a show with a bunch of Russians, I think.
Wait, is he married to Ally McBeal?
Wasn't he? Isn't he still?
Oh, God.
Didn't he marry Calista Flockhart?
Married to. Yeah, you're right.
Hell yeah. Nailed it.
He's been married 3 times. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When you're a celebrity, you can do anything. If I was a celebrity, I'd take 6 wives.
True.
You, as a celebrity, canceled. I'm going to say canceled.
Why?
I don't know. Something about you screams like.
What about
canceled.
me is so cancel worthy?
Nothing now, but I'm saying when you become a celebrity, I feel like you've been one of celebrities who like. Canceled.
Okay, white women don't love me, but other women love me.
Well, ultra canceled now. Karen canceled.
Yeah, Karen canceled is like that's like an ultimate. That's an ultimate.
Yeah, I'm
move.
so sorry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was a good career while it lasted. You became too famous too quickly. You were in too many movies, frankly.
But am I like still rich with 6 wives?
All right. So about the 6 wives thing, that's part of the reason why you're now in prison, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You have more wives in prison. So.
Oh.
Does that mean when you get out of prison, are you gonna do like a cooking show with Drake or something? Like, how is that gonna work out?
My God, I would watch that show of mine.
I know this is the future, so it has to be like a new and up and coming star. So it'd be like Bronze and Little Cheesy.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be something we don't know yet.
Oh,
like I don't know, like Toxic Man Guy.
That's it. That's the next.
That's the one. Toxic Man Guy.
Yeah, Jesse he's waking up, guys. The jokes will hit harder soon enough. I don't. Did they do this?
They bake a cake, JP. That Bronze girl and at that Toxic Man Guy, they bake a cake together.
It's probably a hell of a cake.
Probably a hell of a cake.
Is this whole is Harrison Ford in Captain America: New World Order because they needed like more star power in that film? Is that what that is?
I think they were like, we have to make the Thunderbirds, and we don't have a Thunderbird, so we gotta make a Thunderbird who can replace an already famous actor. Well, let's get someone old and grumpy.
Well, Harrison they found Ford. It. Yeah, that's Harrison Ford in a nutshell. Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for those press interviews. I really want to see how many times he has to answer his thoughts on, the latest, who's playing Mephisto, Harrison Ford. What do you think about the rumors of Mephisto?
Now, Mr. Ford, now that you're in the MCU, what do you think about the Man in the Ocean? And he'd just be like...
He just punches the person.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to go get a hamburger.
That's what I want to see.
Leaves the interview.
That's what I want to see. Also, I want to see his face as Red Hulk. I think that will be pretty ridiculous if they do a CG'd Harrison Ford as ye old Red Hook. I think that'd be pretty good.
I have no clue. You know what I hope? I absolutely hope that when Harrison Ford shows up, they do the same Don Cheadle bit when he shows up to talk with Tony Stark. When he's like, "This is me now, get used to it."
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of bit.
Yeah, like I feel like a brand new man or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Wait,
love that.
Does that mean is Jennifer Connelly his daughter now? Did we have Thunderbolt Ross's daughter in the MCU proper? Or was that only in the Ang Lee film?
I mean, I don't know. Great question.
It was Liv Tyler. It was Liv Tyler.
We don't have anything about the only Hulk stuff we have is they brought that one character and then Emil back.
Yeah. We don't know if Liv Tyler is.
Everyone else is in the same limbo where all the other like characters from the Netflix shows are.
Yeah.
Like they existed.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Well, we'll see. That's a thing. It got confirmed over the weekend. The other rumor going around, Jesse Cox, Bronze, Mephisto might be a thing. We're getting back on this Mephisto bullshit.
And what? And what is the rumor? What is the rumor?
The rumor is that Ironheart's big villain for her series is the Hood, who's already been cast and confirmed. Anthony Ramos is playing him. And the Hood is a street level magician whose powers would have had to have come from somewhere. And so now everyone's thinking that Mephisto is going to give the Hood their powers and that Borat has been cast as Mephisto.
I'm going to say something that needs to be said. If they introduce Mephisto in Ironheart and not in the Wanda series, that's the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah. He could also just be a mutant, and this whole thing is like mute. You know?
I mean, like, what's her face? Agatha's getting her own series, right?
Uh-huh.
Agatha's doing her own thing, so why wouldn't Agatha have Mephisto?
I just want to see Mephisto
sense.
saying classic Borat lines. You know? That's what I want. If we can make
Lord of Darkness, very nice.
That's very
My
cool.
wife. It's just like a demon.
Yeah, it's just Sasha Baron Cohen like in full red body paint with like a cowl. Just walking around.
My demonic wife.
That'd be great. The other rumor going around has to do with Reed Richards, but also with Mephisto, is that Tom Ellis is potentially playing both. If you're not sure who Tom Ellis is, he plays Lucifer in the popular Netflix series Lucifer. But she wouldn't be bad.
I mean,
I want Borat.
It's not bad. I just don't talk about typecasting. That guy's like, well, I already got this whole devil thing down.
Oh my God.
Also, all I can think about now is like the Avengers. Wah wah wee wah wah.
Just someone. This is currently chat. We're not going to explain what is happening in this particular screenshot of Borat. I'm just going to say that this may or may not be Sasha Baron Cohen as Mephisto.
God damn it. Canceled. Everyone is canceled. You're canceled. Everyone's canceled. Not me. I ain't going down for this.
The team of that bronze girl is not the views of the one JP are not the views of that.
No. This is the
views about Jesse Cox are not.
These are the views of Jason Kane on Twitter. Okay, not me. Those
canceled. We're done. That's it. Goodbye, internet. Goodbye, everybody. It was a fun run.
Man.
We had a fun run while it lasted.
That's good. I thought that was pretty good. We'll see if that gets confirmed over next weekend for some reason, like this this whole thing did with Harrison Ford. And then finally, we talked about this earlier on the show. I think Bronze was the one to suggest it. Amber Midthunder, the person who was in Prey, and also who was in Legion, she wants to get into the MCU. She's announced that she wants into the MCU. So hopefully that comes true. I don't know who would she play? She play an X-Man? She play Kitty, could she do Kitty Hawk? No. What?
Kitty Pryde?
Kitty Pryde, yeah. Could she do that? I don't know.
Kitty Hawk? You turn Kitty Pryde into Kitty Hawk?
Look, I haven't had coffee, Bronze.
I'm trying to remember.
It sounds like a good name, though, for like a superhero.
Yeah, she turns into a bird and flies away.
She's a cat. She's a cat that turns into a bird.
That's the most useless power. She just turns into a bird. What can you do as a bird? I don't know what birds do.
Yeah. What can you do as a cat?
I can't be anything bigger than like a small hawk. That's a useless fucking power you've got. Yeah, she could play X-23, but I feel like that the person that played X-23 in Logan could also play X-23. She's
sure.
She already played it. She's already been in it. I don't know who she could play, but I'm about it.
I'm trying to remember who I pitched her for.
I don't remember who you said either.
I had a good role for her, though. I'll think about it.
Okay. All right. And then that's pretty much the news. We're on a little bit of a Marvel break before Black Panther 2 comes out. They're saying that's tracking to do crazy numbers at the box office. They've put out some more like featurettes and stuff like that over the past month, but no new footage really. Nothing super crazy from it. So haven't gotten any big rumors on that, except that it's coming out. Except that's going to be a thing. And you guys probably still don't have your tickets.
Okay. I need to let you all know this very important thing.
Uh-huh.
So, remember how I joked and said, Kitty Hawk sounds like the name of a cat who becomes a bird.
Is Kitty Hawk
I typed in Kitty Hawk out of curiosity.
Uh-huh.
In DC Comics,
I knew it was
Kitty Hawk is a character that appears as the pet of Nightingale. Kitty Hawk was just a stray cat in Astro City until she was bathed in a mysterious ooze.
Like
Dude,
Master Shredder?
It exists. It exists.
I mean, I didn't just pull that out of nowhere. I knew it was a thing somewhere.
It's also the name of a place, a very famous place for flight.
Oh, I've never studied flight. I've only studied the comics.
I mean, you've been on planes.
Yes, I've been on a plane, but I have not studied flight.
Well, then thanks to the Wright brothers and Kitty Hawk. Anyway, all I'm saying is...
Oh, is that where they flew out of? Was Kitty Hawk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it was
one
a
of the
plane.
Carolinas. I don't remember which one. I'm gonna say North and hope that's correct. But like,
okay,
it's also a cat. I didn't know that. We were double right.
We're double right.
What I'm saying.
The old double right. The double positive.
Old double right. Two rights make it very right.
Let's get into this She-Hulk conversation. Let's just jump in. I still don't know how I feel about this finale, and that's what the next X amount of time is going to be spent for me. I'm curious how you guys felt. That was fucking wild. That, like, I guess in one side of me is like, good on them for having the balls to do what they did. Because that was not what I expected, and no one could have called that at all.
I mean, I think we called on this show, all of us together called that ending.
What? Did we?
Yeah. We dropped like, oh, she's gonna go back and like she's gonna try and get help from like the Emil gang, but everyone on from the show is gonna come and help her and show up to like be a part of the ending.
But that wasn't the ending.
And then we were saying that Emil might be connected with the bad guys in some way. And then we were saying that the dude that was like hitting her the entire time was the actual villain. And then we kept being like, what does the blood have to do with it? What does that even matter? It doesn't matter the show. Like, go back, watch the episodes. We basically saw through the Matrix code on this.
That wasn't the ending though, Jesse, because then right after all that, she pauses time, essentially.
We even talked about
and jumps through Disney Plus.
Son showing up as well.
Yes. Yeah. Jumps through Disney Plus, goes into the writer's room, and then goes and talks to the AI named Kevin.
Yeah.
To fix the show.
Good goof.
Or to change the show's out. I don't know. It was wild. It was a wild situation.
I have like mixed feelings on it.
I think I'm mixed as well. I think I'm there now.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like, oh God, I don't know if I want to say this. Theraflubrons activate. Sometimes the show comes off as bitter. Because and let me tell you, this comes from being a streamer and falling into this trap. Okay. Now, if someone comes in and says something really rude to me and I play it off as a joke or roast them playfully and move on, that's really entertaining to the audience.
Right.
But no one wants to sit there and watch me like drag this person for 30 minutes.
Like going on a person. Yeah.
Yes. Like the happy place is somewhere in between.
Yes.
And I think that this show devotes so much time to such a small population that is not watching the show that at times it comes off as bitter to me. And it's not about her breaking the fourth wall, because that's fine. She does that in the comic books. It should happen. But it gets to the point where it's like they're beating a dead horse with the same 3 jokes of like, oh, but these people, like every little joke they do, like, oh, well, online, sometimes, they love the endings and sometimes they don't, but that's arbitrary. And like, that whole bit they threw in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we get it. You guys are getting a lot of online flack, but
they were also ripping Marvel at the same time.
A little bit, yeah.
Like they were self-owning.
It's like, it just feels weird to be like, isn't the story supposed to be about She-Hulk? And it's not. It's more about her villains than it is about her, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And so to me, it felt like a misstep to have this entire thing be like, well, it's my finale. Shouldn't it be about me? And shouldn't I have a say in it? And it's like, girl, you spent the last 3 episodes of your finale talking about your haters. Like it's not about you at this point, and now you've spent your finale with 75% of it dedicated to the haters. Like, at some point, address it, joke about it, do the elbow drop and roast them and move on. But for them, I said it last week. I said, I bet you the big bad is gonna be these trolls, and maybe Titania will come and help them.
Yeah.
And it sucked that I was right. Because I think it would have been a stronger message to be like, oh yeah, these people exist, but they're always going to be weaker and inconsequential to She-Hulk, And yeah, I don't know. In a lot of ways, it just felt like a disservice to have her entire finale kind of like handwritten away, because they didn't even resolve it really. It was just like, oh, it just like kind of ends and she takes them to court.
Yeah.
Because they needed to spend so much time devoted to the people that hate her. And it's like, they won. If you spend that much time, and I'm sorry, but like if you spend 3 or 4 episodes talking about the people that hate you instead of making a show for the people that love you, in a lot of ways you've let them win.
Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't think that's a wrong take at all.
I don't feel like any of, especially her emotional plot lines, were resolved.
No, they were kind of like hand waved off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this goes to my Jesse Cox theory of every show on the internet.
Uh-oh.
I'm convinced, and again, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, this show sums it up perfectly. I was 100% in with this show until the last episode. And not because I didn't like it. I thought what was in it was fun, but like everything, it was rushed. Like Bronze was just saying, there's so many plot points that their solution was she just did away with them.
Yeah, she hand waved
them. Well, this
is
stupid. It's gone now, which is funny, but it's also like, fuck it. Like, welcome to the last episode. We're done. Like, so many things showed up and happened that I was like, what? And it was hard to enjoy for me, even though I liked the goof of like breaking the fourth wall. Like, so much stuff happened that I like was like, wait, so now we're doing this?
Yeah.
Wait, so Emil was at the event, but not part of the event, but then he was arrested for breaking a thing, but he was at his own compound. So how did he, like, and there was just like, we're moving on.
Well, he was arrested because she said that he wanted she said he wanted Emil to take ownership and accept his wrongdoings. And that's what Kevin made happen with Abomination. But then it didn't matter anyways at the very end because Wong came into prison and
then took him.
Exactly.
So like,
yeah,
it just seemed like a lot of stuff. They crammed a lot of stuff in for goofs, and it was like we're zooming through, and it's so frequent.
Yeah.
And I before I would like say it's a Marvel Disney thing where the last episodes always feels rushed, but the more I watch more online like stream TV, the more I'm like, this is everything. Everything has like we're gonna take a lot of time.
But didn't she say that? Didn't she say like verbatim like the finales are bad?
No, what she said was another trope, which is every Marvel show / movie ends with a big explosive, which is true. We talk about that. We make fun of that.
Yeah.
And she was like, it always ends this way. Why does it have to be like that? And again, I think it would have been more fun if instead of just Kevin changing everything, is if she got to have her moment of like, I'm a lawyer. We would settle this in court. And then Kevin's solution was instead of a big epic battle with like Hulks and shit, if it was like, it's the last 20 minutes is a court scene.
A courtroom drama.
That would have been great. That would have been super fun.
Yeah.
Like, these guys hacked my shit. I'm taking them to court.
Yeah, I guess they had to go all in on like the fourth wall break though. Like how they did. Because you either go like very light touch or you go all the way. There's no half measures there. And I enjoyed the aspect of the fourth wall break, which is where I'm kind of like, I don't know if I liked it or not. I just didn't enjoy how it was like, I thought it was kind of stupid that Daredevil was just like having lunch with the family there when like he disappeared.
A lot of it felt super shoehorned in.
Yeah.
A lot of it felt super shoehorned in. The idea that like, especially the idea that like
the gag they were going for.
I think so too. Yeah, but I didn't like that gag. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. But I know that like that's what they were trying to do. But I don't think it landed well.
Yeah,
at least not for me.
Yeah.
I think like the other part of it that was a little weird for me is like, okay, and I might catch some flack from this, but I think I'm right in the sense that your average person that watches MCU stuff probably doesn't know who like Kevin Feige is, you know? And I understand that like for people that this is what they live and breathe and what they do. Yeah, they know, but like I'm talking about people I know in real life, they don't know who these people are and they're not tuned into the online discourse. They're not.
Yeah.
Like that like I was actually talking to Jesse about this the other day. Like when I go out and just like talk to normal people on the street and I'm like, how did you feel about X movie that most people hated? I hear a lot of them are like, oh, I really liked it. You know, like and they didn't even know that people online were dragging it, you know, they didn't even realize that. So like I said, like to devote like so much of your finale to something that a lot of people are not really going to get. Once again, like, did you make this for the same people you're dunking on? Because a lot of other people are going to be like, I don't know what like the whole Kevin thing was like, it's great if you know who he is. If you don't know who he is, you're just like, what?
Well, yeah, if you don't know who he is, it's just like an AI controlling everything and that's it.
There's
like
a robot?
There's like a layer to the joke, I guess, for the knowers.
The problem is, and this falls under the South Park, the South Park episode where the Simpsons did it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Except in this case, I'm pretty sure this is the same goof that South Park did about Family Guy when they went to go find the Family Guy writers, and the Family Guy writers were literally just like manatees putting balls in a thing that would make jokes. I think that's what that goof was.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like it's the exact same thing here where they were just like, get it? All of Marvel is robots. Get it? It's all formulaic. And it's like, yeah, no, we've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Glad that you writers are on the same page, but like, also,
yeah.
Okay.
And that's
this is where we're at.
That's where I'm kind of like, I respect that they went in, like, I respect that they went in and said all the things that everyone has said about them in like a confirmation of it. Like that part I enjoyed, and I was like, wow, this is pretty brave to do that. Or not brave. That sounds like a stupid term, but it's impressive that they went and said all those things in the way that they said them.
The issues aren't like, for me, the issues aren't about what was happening, because you're right. That moment was amazing. The idea of like breaking the fourth wall, but breaking it to like Disney Plus, I think is very funny.
Yeah, that was, I don't know about you guys. I was like, did a cat?
I
look at the camera.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love the way she kicks out the panel and goes past the other thumbnails, because I was looking at my app, because I was watching on my phone, wondering if I had exited out. It was very brilliant.
Yeah.
I just think that bit went too long.
It was a pacing issue for me. The entire episode was like, because we made the comment before, like, oh, I think she's gonna lose her job, and like she lost her job.
She lost everything.
On like, so many things happened in so little time, and that's the thing, is it's like, if they had one or two more episodes, maybe this would have been like, oh, okay. But they straight up went like, all right, she lost her job. She's moving back home. She's doing this thing. She's going on a retreat. She's going to go to thing. Oh, but guess what? It's also all going down right then at that retreat at the same time. But also her friends have gone out to the exact same place at the exact same time. It's like so much stuff is happening. And I get that they call themselves on it. And they're like,
yeah, they like wrote the formula.
But they still did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm hesitant. Right? Because
they
wrote the formula that they then made the joke about writing.
Yeah, and it's like, but you still did it.
But if they didn't do that, then they couldn't make the joke, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely some sort of catch-22, but it's also like, if you're watching it, your takeaway at the end is they recognize how dumb it is, but they still did it anyway. And you're like, but that you can't.
Yeah, and if that was the plan from all along, then I guess I understand that. There's so many also just like one-off lines that I did appreciate. The idea of like Kevin saying, hey, camera needs to come back to me because we don't have the money for the visual effects. And then like, then it happens and they're like, also they've moved on to the next project, and like the Black Panther sting happened, and you're like, what? Like, sure. Yeah, like, let's include all that shit, because why not? That's funny. But also like, what the fuck?
It's funny and cute, but it's not funny because it's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, like I wanted to laugh, but I was also like, pay your fucking artists more. You know, like I was, you know, like the idea of seeing that office they're in and seeing how much fucking money they have and being like, oh, we need you to turn back because that's expensive. I was just like, it's not cute. You're not a cute comic book that runs on very thin margins because you're all tied to one distributor. You're a fucking multi-billion-dollar company talking about how your visual effects artists have already moved on to the next project because you put them in a grinder and crush them.
Right.
But you know, and you're joking about it.
I also feel like the writers put that in there as like a fuck you to Disney. Like they probably had to go back and forth with Disney to get that shit in there. There's no way that like the powers that be just let that joke go without any opposition. Because it is it is a giant like, yeah, it's exactly what you just said. They're acknowledging that like their VFX crew, one, is in a grinder, and two, they didn't pay them enough to like stay and finish the VFX for the finale.
But the difference goes back to what you were talking about earlier, the idea of people don't know who Feige is, right? Like same thing here. I doubt most people understand the context that we're referring to it as in like, oh, we see that joke as they're not paying their artists. But most people hear that as, that's the busy buzz of Hollywood. They're already moving on to the next thing. Because most people aren't following the background noise.
It kind of downplays it. I agree, Jesse. I think it kind of downplays it.
And that might have been why Disney eventually like let
why
it
they
fly.
allowed it.
Why they allowed it.
Yeah.
To us, it's like a nod that it's happening.
Anyway.
Yeah. But to the everyday person, it downplays it.
I will say the visual effects in this episode was fucking horrible, but I don't want to complain about it anymore because I don't think It's like I feel like all the blame falls on the
Exactly.
team, and it's not their fault that they've been given, such little time to work on this stuff. But like the VFX in this show, I feel like does not get any better from episode to episode.
No, it was pretty much the same badness.
But like
across the show.
The episode itself, again, there's so much to love in this episode. That's why it drives me crazy, because I walked out of this being like, I liked a lot of that. Why didn't I like the episode?
Yeah.
I still couldn't tell you. I'm still struggling to figure out why. Like
Same.
there was so much in Kevin's room, the amount of like Jesse level spoilers and like weird shit in there
and nods.
Was so good.
Yeah.
There were so many, like there was once again another nod to the man in the ocean. Like there's a bunch of stuff that's just like, okay, this is very clever. This is very fun. I love all of this. But yeah, something about like even I loved when she turned to the camera and literally just like, I'm banging Matt Murdock. I was like,
yeah,
like everything about that was fun. And still it was just like, something's missing. Why do I feel like I should love everything about this, but something seems off. And this is coming from a person who liked all the other episodes. I have no idea what it is. I'm actively searching for answers. I just don't know. But I came away like,
I have like
down?
a theory, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, Jesse. But as a DM, sometimes you fall into this trap where you're trying to parody something, or you're trying to critique a piece of media, and in your critique and parody of it, it's not a work that stands on its own, but you kind of get lost in the sauce of critique, if that makes sense. And this show spent a lot of time telling us, oh, these shows are so formulaic. Oh, these shows could strive to be something better. And then instead of doing that, just talked about it for
sure.
Yeah, they made nod to it and then didn't actually elevate the episode to be a better finale.
Right. Like they don't actually, there's no follow through.
Yeah.
They spend so much time complaining about the MCU and then don't do anything to really address it. And I feel like that's where a lot of parodies go wrong, when people are like, oh, we're going to do a D&D like thing that makes fun of Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Sometimes they don't really stand on their own because you get so into the jokes that it's not like, I don't know how to describe it, but like it just comes off as like I said, like almost like a little bitter or a little like I really don't know why we spent so much time on Jen's finale talking about everybody, like I said, other than Jen. To me, there were times where I was like, okay, let it go.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we get it.
I guess in one way, she chose all of that, right? So like she was choosing the elements that she wanted to keep. And so that's like her finale in that sense, is what I guess is one way to look at it.
I also feel like some of the roasts hit way too hard. Like
which one?
There's a scene where the villain says, the Hulk is stronger than her.
Yeah.
The Hulk is smarter than her. And unlike her, she just got her powers from the Hulk. And I was like, no, that's actually accurate.
I think that's just a direct nod to reading Reddit comments.
I know, but I was like, but you guys are like way too close to the mark. Because once again, it doesn't address that, like, she talks about it. She talks about how, like, well, the powers aren't the problem. It's the person wielding the powers. And that's also the reverse. Like, Jen isn't interesting because she's weaker than the Hulk, isn't a, insane super scientist and all this stuff. She's interesting in her own ways because the powers are the least interesting thing about someone. But like I said, there's no real redress there. And we spent so much time with those intelligentsia people. And it was just like, once again, like, how much time do you spend on your haters? Like, we get it. You guys have scrolled through Reddit. Move on, girl. Like, crack a couple of jokes and move on. Like, do we really want to sit here and watch 15 minutes of females and this, that? No, the bit was just a bit too long for me, where I was like, if I wanted this, I would just go wade in that garbage. Like, how much time do you devote to people that are not watching the show? They're not watching you. They're not your big old, dunk on them. They didn't see it. They stopped watching your show 3 episodes ago.
I don't know if that's true. I think haters are probably more inclined to watch it than people that are super fans of it. That's just how that works. That's how haters work.
Well, at
in
least
general.
they claimed to stop watching it 3 episodes ago.
Yes,
I have no clue if they did.
Yeah, hate watching is
then
definitely a
watching's
real
a
thing.
Yeah.
Hate watch is definitely a real thing on the internet.
And then even like oh gosh, I can't think of her name right now. The actress for Titania.
Yeah, now I'm blanking. No.
Jamila Jamil.
Yes.
Once again, so much time spent on Twitter. And I'm saying this as someone who dunks on trolls on Twitter. So coming from me, this is how you know it's egregious. So much time spent addressing hate comments versus like, I'm like, let it go. Even in her like finale post, she posted this cute photo of her and Tatiana and was like, thank you so much for all the love and support for our goofy little show, you know, to our fans and our haters. We love you both. I was like, and then she was commenting, responding to people because I follow her, responding to people being like, you're just mad you were the villain of our show. And I was like, girl, you got paid $1.50 bags to be
I think that's just her personality that you're clashing with.
Time? Like, let it go, honey. Move on. You won.
From everything I've seen of her in interviews, that's just who she is as a person.
I feel like she's self-victimizing, if I'm being honest, because it's a lot for me. But I think I've always had that problem with her because she also talks like over people about, you know, body positivity stuff, and she looks like a fucking supermodel, you know, and yet she talks about like, I feel like she talks over people a lot, you know, and so I don't know, like, it's like I said, dunk on them, crack off a couple of jokes and move on, because this narrative that you're pushing, like, there's tons of people who love the show. I think it's so much better to like I said, I'm not saying don't address it at all. Like, just crack a couple of jokes and move on.
Sure, there's too much for you.
Spend time responding to your fans instead of spending time responding to comments that have 20 likes on them.
Right.
Who cares about that guy? You're just helping him get visibility. Me and Jesse were just talking about this before we went live. Like, people on Twitter will elevate accounts with like 30 followers with bad takes. They really fucking will. Like, because it's so profitable on this website to be a shitty person, because you will accrue a following faster than if you are a nice person. So the fact that like the show did that, and the fact that like the actors are doing that, I'm like, why are you no one would see this comment if you didn't respond to it. This comment would have 3 likes and be at the bottom, except you responded to it and you pushed it to the top. Like, why are you elevating shitty takes?
Yeah, I get it.
Then yeah, people have made careers out of having shitty takes. I won't name them.
Well,
they don't have any.
The internet has allowed that to happen because that's what the internet does. But yeah, I think then we're all in agreement that we're not big fan of the finale. I think we're fan of aspects of it, but we're not fan of it as a whole. Yeah.
I figured out exactly why I am not a fan of this finale. I had to go back to the actual Disney Plus page to like go through the timeline.
Okay.
I figured it out. So the first 8 minutes of by the way, the episode in total is 27 minutes, ignoring credits, post-credit.
The finale, you mean?
27 minutes, yeah. Finale episode. First 8 starts with a goof of her being the 1970s or whatever that was, Hulk.
Yeah.
And then being held captive, and then 8 minutes of her not having a job and going back to live with her parents and kind of like, this is my life now. Then, over the next 8 or so minutes, it's her going to a meals, and then her friends trying to figure out how to help her and learn about who these incel dudes are, and then she discovering that it's all going down there, and then Emil is giving a speech there, and the whole thing is at Emil's compound, and that's at the 16-minute mark. So now we're 16 minutes in. That's happened already. At 16 minutes, fourth wall break, and from that 16-minute mark where she breaks the fourth wall, actually it's 16:30ish, she breaks the fourth wall, and then until almost 24 minutes, she's fourth wall breaking. And like, what if we change shit? And like, I'm going to scold Marvel and do shit. And then the episode wraps up. The fourth wall break ends at 24 minutes. And over the next 3 minutes, they wrap up the entire series. That's why I think I don't like it. Because they set up all the goofs, and then everything in the series that matters is handled in 3 minutes. And like bad guys taken care of by the cops. Me, I'm going to like take them to court. And oh, by the way, all these characters are here. And also we're having a like goof meal and we're doing like a Fast and the Furious bit. All that 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was like, what the I don't know. Yeah, there was like a letdown, and I feel like it was that last bit because so much happened with so little time. That's why I was let down. I have to believe that.
Yeah.
Because just looking at the pacing of the episode, like that's crazy.
The last 3 minutes too, you say so much happened. We haven't even mentioned the idea that like Scar was introduced, right? Like you guys both laughed at me when I was like, yeah, how are they going to introduce Scar? And you're like, they're not going to introduce him. I didn't have strong feelings that they were going to it. Hulk's got a son in the MCU now. That's a thing.
Yep.
And like that'll change a lot of.
Well,
that's at least one full movie in the future.
Yeah, I was like reading this interview by one of the writers. I forget her first name, but her last name is Gal, and
yeah,
she was saying that they wanted the reason that is kind of jarring is she basically laid it out and said they wanted to have like a cameo in the post credits or maybe in the last few minutes of the episode, and Kevin said that it had to be Scar. So they did. So like the answer to your question is they put absolutely zero thought behind it, and she admitted that. That's the only reason it was Scar.
Yeah,
like that's the only like it was just like Kevin Feige was like, oh, let's have a nod to Scar, and she said bet, and so he's there. And that's kind of what a lot of this show, this is another cool thing while doing research. Tatiana Maslany said the show had 20 endings. 20.
Oh, yeah.
She only saw 2. They shot 2 of them. She didn't see the other 18. That does not bode well for a show. I just want to let you know. 20 endings, girl. 20. They shot 2 of them. She said the other one was more serious. And guess why they didn't make it? It involved her being in She-Hulk form a lot, and it cost too much money.
I believe that.
So that joke they made at the end of the episode, that's why it's hard to be like, well, that's a funny joke, because we didn't get the ending that was potentially the optimal ending because it was just too expensive to make by Disney, by the way, one of the richest companies in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, is that really a joke, or is it a writer's frustration at being
I think it could be
given
both.
very limited things to write with, you know?
I mean, the first instance of me hearing it, I heard it as both in terms of it being a joke / frustration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like,
but I think that's
absolutely.
why that bit goes so long. Because, like I said, if it was a small bit, like a 2-minute bit, and they got back into it and we had 6 minutes of She-Hulk fixing her problems, I would have loved it. But instead, we have 8 minutes of that, and then just hard cut to it's all over. And I was like, man, y'all really didn't have money. Okay, I gotcha. It wasn't really a joke. Y'all really did not have any money at the end there.
Yeah.
Because when she came back from that, fourth wall break, and they're just on the lawn, and Titania, there's not even resolution with Titania. Titania's like, oh my God, She-Hulk's about to do, and I was like, what happened? And it's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, she told Kevin to just get rid of all of that ultimately, right?
But again, it is a courtroom comedy. It makes no sense that the final episode wasn't.
Was it though? I mean,
well,
she made jokes the entire episode of like, it's a courtroom drama, guys. That was the joke, is that it never was. At least that's how I took it.
Right. But like, I would have loved it if it would have ended in a courtroom. I know they keep changing the definition of what it is. Like the show as a whole kept changing, which is fine.
Yeah,
it was funny
and it worked.
But
up
it's
until
like
the finale for you is what you're saying.
Yeah, there was
because it was never anything.
And clearly it is obvious that that's kind of the vibe they were going for. So it's just like the last episode is literally called "Whose Show Is This?" So like the idea that the goof is like, I understand the goof they're going for. I get it.
Yeah.
I think that it worked every episode I was in except the last one. And the last one I liked a bunch of stuff. Like I didn't hate it.
I liked the stuff. I didn't like
down
it
that it wasn't what I wanted. Like, I was like, okay.
But we did get like in the greater effects of the MCU, I felt like I got I can't say we. I got what I wanted from there. We got Scar. I got Scar. I got Daredevil. I got a reintroduction of Daredevil that I'm happy with. I think Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk is incredible. I'll watch season 2, not only because it's, my job, but also because I really enjoy her as the character. Everything else is just kind of like, okay, right? Like, sure, if that was all like a vehicle to get to where we were, and I can just kind of like forget that a lot of that stuff happened as plot, then I'm okay with where we ended up.
I actually have the exact, I didn't care about anything that happened in this show on like a fundamental MCU level, because I understood from the get-go that this was going to be goofy. And so I didn't, just like when I watch, for example, like I didn't watch Deadpool expecting or hoping to see a bunch of X-Men. But the fact that there's a goof that's like, haha, like that's fun. And it's like, okay, all right, like that kind of thing. Because I know going into that movie that it's going to be stupid and silly, and that's the point. And for this show, I felt the same way, where I see people online freaking out about how, like, I watched this episode and it was canonically inaccurate. And I'm like, who the fuck cares? It's She-Hulk is purposely being silly. And so that's why I'm not as down on the series as, like, I think I have been on series in the past where I've been like, oh boy, I don't know what the hell this means for the story. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
In this, I got through the whole series just fine, but the ending, it isn't that it was bad. It just felt, again, rushed. Like shit went down and then it was over. And I was like, that's the end? And it just, I don't know. It left me feeling like, all right, well, cool.
That's that. Yeah, sure. I get
think,
that
like,
too.
I'm compelled to agree. Like, I thought it was like a silly, fun, like adorable show, but I have to keep it a buck. The scene at the awards show made my, and I don't know if any other women in the chat agree, it made my fucking stomach sink. Because like revenge porn is a very fucking real problem that women deal with. And there's not a lot of legal recourse for it. So
Right.
I was foolish enough into thinking, like, when that scene plays out, like I'm telling you, I felt sick to my stomach because I can only imagine how fucking humiliating that would be for someone.
Right.
Like that's like one of the worst things that can happen to you.
I mean, that dude
And, like,
blasted a legit sex scene to everyone who was in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
it's
that,
like
that
so
scene was
horrifying
shitty to watch for
to
sure.
think about. Like it was so, like, to me, it's like at that point the tone of the show changed. Like,
In that
and then
instance,
she's
yeah.
blamed for it. Yeah, she's blamed for her anger when it's like, no, if that happened to me, I would also probably want to fucking kill somebody. Like, you
Sure.
know, like, and the fact that we get no redressal for that. Like, yeah, she's taking him to court, but there's not really any redress for that. Instead, they do you the disservice, and I get that they threw it away later of being like, but also that wasn't the worst thing I did. I stole your blood. It's like, bitch, what? No, what are you talking? No, there's nothing worse you could have done than that. Like, fuck you. That was such a gross, like, invasion of her privacy. And to have it downplayed like that was like, I get, like, it didn't feel like a joke. It felt like they just didn't understand. Like, and I think we should have seen that court case. Because, like, that's something real women deal with. And that's who you're purportedly making this fucking show for, right? That's what you're claiming. You're making this show, like, for women and you've bothered to talk about girl power the entire fucking time. Where was it? I wanted to see him go to jail or see some precedent set or see something. Like, she was, like I said, humiliated and victim blamed for something that she didn't do. She had sex with a guy that she liked. She didn't do anything wrong. And her privacy was like, I don't know. It was like such a disgusting breach of her privacy. And she says that. She literally says that. And yet, like, we don't get a resolution on that in this season. We just see her walking up the court steps.
Bronze, here's the more, I mean, you can go back and watch last week's episode. You were here for it. We were all like, yeah, that last bit was hard to watch. I completely forgot that scene happened after watching the finale until you brought it up right now.
Totally forgot it was a thing. Yeah.
I couldn't forget. Because it's like, for me, the tone of the show changed. Where I was like, "Oh, we were having
Oh,
fun."
it
I was
was
like, "Oh, this got
incredibly
serious."
dark. Yeah, I mean, it's a
Because
fucked
they
up
even
thing.
show a second of it. I felt uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
averted my eyes when they show him like getting into bed with her. I averted my eyes. I was like, any decent person would not be looking at this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't look at this. And I get people are gonna be like, "It's just a show," bro. This is happening to the women in your life, to the girls around you all the time. Who, oh, the guy breaks up with them and they pass their nudes around. If you're a guy that wants to see and you want to get those hot photos, stop being the guy that passes that shit around. It's so horrifically fucking gross. It happens to women in our industry as content creators all the fucking time.
Oh, sure.
And
yeah.
I really thought we were going to see like Titania help her. I really thought instead it comes down once again to like a guy because they have to send Pug in there. And I get that he's the good guy and they're showing how he's like clean and well-spoken and women like him. But like, I really, once again, felt like that could have been a great time for Titania to be, or like for She-Hulk to have a reason to pull Titania in and be like, you know about social media stuff. Like, how do I fire back? How do I fix this? How do I turn this PR thing around? How do I get the public to like me again? Because Titania was set up for that. People like her. She's a social media influencer. So once again, it's that case where like, where everybody yells at me and they're like, "Well, Bronze, you wrote a finale better than the writers did." Because I'm just like, you guys had all the threads. You had a reason for Titania to be there. You had a reason for these two women who historically hate each other to maybe forge a very like frenemy, like a frenemy type of situation, like a Loki and Thor type of situation where Titania fucks her over and is jealous, but also they're friends, where they could have like tackled it. And when they started putting together like the murder board of like trying to figure out who Hulk King was, I really thought that's where it was going, where I was like, okay, they're going to try to fight back. They're going to try to get her job back. She's going to win in court. And really none of it happened. He just happens to find out who Hulk King is. And I was like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, in a lot of ways, apart from Hulk King like going to jail, they didn't do anything with that whole scene.
No.
They didn't do anything with that whole scene.
No.
They just kind of like, they kind of, I don't,
again,
that looks to me, and I have no basis for this, that looks to me that like the powers that be were like, yeah, we can't have the finale focus on like such dark material.
But then they shouldn't have introduced it.
Totally.
It was
I agree with you. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I feel like it wasn't there. And they didn't even mention it. They didn't even mention it happened.
I was so disgusted.
It's crazy.
That I was like, no,
forgot.
I need to see her fucking get justice, you know? And here's the brilliant part about like that. That's not a problem She-Hulk can punch her way through. You know, like that is, it's out there.
Which is why I thought it was there to begin with. Right?
Yeah. I was like, oh, she has to like, this is a story about women. Because this is like real horror for women.
Right.
And they just like, I don't know, they just disrespected it. They didn't like resolve it or fix it or do something about it. And I was like, so what is the message you're sending real world women with this? I was waiting for like this inspirational, funny, awesome story where she like reams this guy in court and
didn't get it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too far, but for me, like, yeah, I was on board with the goofs and the laughs and the spoofs until that last episode, and like even the beginning of this episode, she's blamed. People are like, "Oh, you're being angry. You're just an angry woman."
Right? They say she acted in anger, and they put her in prison. Like, they gave her an inhibitor for it.
How is she the bad guy here? You just saw her get her fucking like her personal life fucking leaked over the entire internet.
What was her the reason that she was let out of jail was because she got the inhibitor and promised never to turn into She-Hulk again, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. That in itself is also like supremely fucked up. That was her whole like get out of jail free card.
Honestly, what I thought was going to happen when they put the inhibitor on her and said you can't be She-Hulk again, I was like, oh, so she's going to, instead of having to use brawn, she's going to have to use brains, and she's going to like solve this with her friends and take him to court. And I was convinced that's where it was going. They break the fourth wall, and while in the moment I was like, this is great, this is very funny. Again, the way She-Hulk saves the day is she gets Kevin to just change the story to the point where the story ends.
Yeah, she creates her own resolution.
And the resolution isn't even a resolution. She comes back from our reality, ? And then everything's taken care of. She is back. They're on the front lawn. Bad guy's arrested. Tatiana is like filming it. And then Murdoch shows up like, I'm here. And then it's like, they banged. The end. Actually, then mealtime where everyone's like, they banged. Then end.
Well, no, then Hulk introduces his son. Then end.
That's like 10 seconds. That's like,
it still happens.
He walks up and he's like, hey, I have a son.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and that's it.
Yeah.
The end.
In the grand scheme of like Marvel reveals for how cool of a character Scar is and like the implications that
terrible reveal
has on the
Terrible
rest
reveal.
of the greater MCU, pretty
Terrible.
shitty.
Shouldn't have been done.
Like
they could have said something. They could have. He's like, yeah, I'm dealing with, like, you know, he's on the phone like, oh, I'm dealing with my son. She's like, son. Wah, wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah.
I would like that part. He's like,
Yeah.
if like finally he returns her call because she's been like trying to reach him forever, and he's like, hey
Yeah.
Jen, what's up?
Yeah.
She's like, I needed your help, and he's like, oh, yeah, I have a kid, and she's like, what? And like, if it ended there, I feel like that would have been so much better than walking into the cookout. Like,
I also think it's hard for them. It's hard for them to create any sense of like a wow moment, because that entire sequence existing is the wow moment.
Right.
Because she went and talked. Like then you start one of the other funnier parts about the whole thing was after the episode, the article started popping up like, is Kevin the strongest creature in the MCU? And you have to like
this.
you have
You're
to
lying.
no, this is a real thing. Because you have to think like in the greater MCU, what is that? Are they going to ever approach that?
Yeah, he does stuff. Yeah.
Do you have to approach that and talk about who the fuck he is in the greater
the
MCU?
Power scaling is crazy. It's off the wall.
Yeah, yeah. I thought those articles were hilarious to to read, but it does pose the question of like, does that actually factor into anything, or is it just complete bullshit? I don't know.
Bullshit's the answer, but
it could be.
Here's the thing. That would have been a funny bit to play into if they were like, She-Hulk, how'd you do this? And she's like, I met with the most powerful being in all of the Marvel universe. So like, that would have been a fun goof. That would have been funny.
What if Kang here now we get real stupid thanks to chat. What if Kang programmed Kevin?
That would have been, you know what? That would have been a fun.
If they did like a Wizard of Oz scenario and like Kang's behind a curtain or something.
That would have been, instead of the Wong going to rescue Emil, that would have been the single greatest like anything that happened in this episode. That would have been like when you watch
would have been the pop
Star Wars Episode 1. Doesn't matter what you think of the other 99% of the movie. That the fight at the end, you're just like, do I like this movie?
Yeah.
Same thing here. If they at the end of this post-credit scene was just like back in Kevin, and Kevin's like making a movie, and Kang comes out and does like, thank you, Kevin, that would be all, or some like crazy shit, I'd be like, I'd be losing my mind.
That would have been a fun pop off.
Crazy. That'd be the best thing that ever happened. He was just like, yes, I'm behind it all.
Find the post-credit scene to be like kind of like super underwhelming.
Totally. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I love Wong, but even I was like,
the weirder
tired.
The weirder part is Abomination even goes, oh, were you in another show?
So he's breaking the fourth wall now?
So now he's breaking the fourth wall.
What are the rules?
Yeah. Like what is the whole show just off? Can anyone within the show break the fourth
wall now?
Yeah.
I think what makes Deadpool and She-Hulk as characters work in the comics, and in Deadpool's case the movie, is that they are the only ones breaking.
Oh, chat saying that he was watching another show on TV, so maybe it was a double entendre.
Oh, they do show that he watches Housewives or whatever, doesn't he?
Yeah, Sopranos. So I guess it was probably like.
Didn't he say you were on another episode or on another show? I don't remember what the line was.
He did.
But the implication I thought was, oh, the goof is that he was on one of the many other Marvel shows he shows up in.
He said into another show. Were you into another show? Okay, so I think it's kind of a double entendre then of like watching a show, but also like Wong's heavily involved with
clever,
other
man.
shit.
Oh, yeah, we're in
I
an era
appreciate
of
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
I like that. I still don't like
Yeah.
it as like an overall extra credit scene.
What if it was Kang and Kevin though?
I know. That would have been great. That would have been a fun pop.
But amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like the Scar bit was wasted.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't think
And
we
that-
needed to see him.
That's exactly right. Now we are stuck with this design.
It's not cute.
It
No,
looks
I don't
all
like it.
right. I mean, he's gonna age.
Sure,
It didn't
he'll
look
age, but like,
good, and now it's like stuck in my head like that.
yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
me, it was so quick. If you asked me to draw it right now, I'd draw you like a dog and be like, "Yeah, it looked
No,
like
his
this."
like if you have to go back, his face looks so stupid.
No, I don't want to see a still image of Scar. I'm not going to do that.
He
to
looks
myself.
like I don't know how to describe his face. He's just like, "Hi guys." This is the only way I can describe it. He's just like, "Hi guys."
Yes, that little doofy like.
Hi guys.
Just happy to be. I don't know anyone
Well-
at this party, but I'm just really happy my
Hugs
dad
my
brought
dad.
me to
Hi
the party.
guys.
Do we know who Scar's mom is?
I'm
In the
assuming
comics
it's-
we
what's her
do.
name,
I don't know what we
Kreia?
do in this.
Oh, it's
How do you pronounce it? Craig? Crayer?
Kara,
I don't know how to
Kara
pronounce
the
it.
Old Strong. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
She's,
We don't know her in
okay.
this universe or the MCU, but-
CRAIE.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so that's all Planet Hulk bullshit. So he'll probably get his
Yeah.
own film. Yeah. That's probably one of those unannounced movies in phase 6, I think. Phase 5, something like. What's that?
Scar was just missing a banjo and a straw hat. And now that you say that, that's all I can think of. I need that fan art. I'm just
into
like,
it.
hi,
about it.
everybody.
I'm about it.
I'm from Scar.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
We'll jump back.
I'm new.
We'll jump
I'm
back
new to
because
this school.
we gotta rank the MCU Plus here in just a sec with these 2 new shows. I forgot though, because you jogged my memory. There's another rumor over the weekend.
What?
And the rumor is that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be back playing Iron Man in one of the Avengers films. Specifically, I think, is it Secret Wars? Whatever the second one was. So,
The one of all the timelines coming together?
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think the smart money would be all of the like crazy fan shit that everybody wants
to just put
should
in
be
there.
in that film.
Yeah.
That I mean, like, I'm totally fine with that. He's not going to come back full time, but
Dude, that
being a but again, all of it hinges on whether they find a great Doom. They can't have this franchise not have a Doom in that moment. You can't Secret Wars me without Doom. I refuse to accept it. That would be like if they tried to
I don't
Infinity
think it
Gauntlet.
helped that it's gonna sound mean, but I'm gonna just say it.
Do
None
it.
of the new characters they've introduced matches the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent of Robert Downey Jr. and what's his face, Chris Evans as their characters. Sorry, not
Sure.
sorry. So like, if they were
I
to
would
do a
agree.
giant collab without them, like it would just be like, you know,
But
like
The hope is that there will be time for people to shine and step up.
Yeah, they
There's a lot
haven't
of
had those
amazing
moments
talent.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
but I think on a
Yeah, to
concept
be
level,
clear, I only said charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent because it's like a reference to Drag Race. But really, I just meant on like gravitas.
Yeah.
but I think your fundamental point is correct in that the two of them I think are perfect casting for those roles, and even honestly, the Avengers core was very, very good, and so they carried a lot of other ancillary characters, and now you have this where they're gone, and so all these side satellite characters have to step up, and hopefully, because no one was really given, let's be real, no one was really given the chance to do anything major in this last phase.
In phase
at
4,
all.
yeah, no one.
Yeah, so we don't have
Yeah.
there was never a moment where I was like, that's our new leader, or that's the person that I want to like. There were some great
Think
characters
Spider-Man.
and some great. Sure, but like, how many people are going to be like, I'm going to listen to that kid? You know what I mean? Especially now
you mean
that
like in terms of leading the team?
Yeah. Like I'm saying, there is no like when you talk about charisma,
Oh.
I'm saying there's no core anymore.
Yeah.
They need to reestablish the core so that all the other satellite characters can like gravitate around them. Right now, it's just all satellites. The core is gone. They've written them out. So I thought phase 4 was going to be the putting the core back together, but like, no, it was just, we're going to introduce a bunch of crazy shit and see what sticks, and we'll see you in phase 5.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I think that there are definitely actors that would have that, but so far they have not, one, kind of what Jesse was just saying, been given the chance to, and two, like, none of the actual threats thus far, they've all been like single movie threats, if that makes sense. Right?
I feel like the only casting upgrade we've gotten is Florence Pugh. But that's not a character that can like she's the only one-to-one. How do I describe it? She's the only one-to-one replacement we've gotten out of the Avengers, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. If we look at the core,
right,
like a first Avengers movie, core cast, obviously Hulk is still there, but like she's the only one that I'm like, oh yeah, we not only did we get a new Widow, we got a better Widow, IMO, because she has a lot of personality. She's a different Widow, and I think that's what works.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to shit on Scarlet, but I feel like this Widow has a lot more personality, and I feel like she also has a rougher edge because her life has been, one could say, harder.
Well, we've also seen a lot of her life thus far.
Yeah, like it's made very clear that her sister left her
yeah, right,
in the Red Room, right? Like, so I don't know, like to me, she comes off as more rough around the edges, had to struggle a lot more, didn't have Avengers money, had to live a questionable life because she didn't have Avengers money.
Yeah.
And they did, for all of the problems with the Black Widow movie, there are a lot, we talked about them. I did love that the first half of the movie, which in my opinion is a great movie, does a lot to set up this new character as a Black Widow, because it does a lot to be like, oh, it must be nice to be rebranded as a hero, but the rest of us have to continue living as villains because, I had to do what I had to fucking do to get by. Yeah. And I love that. I love that she even makes fun of like the pose, the superhero pose, because she finds the entire concept of being a superhero idiotic. And from her POV, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, she's a killer and a spy.
Yeah,
and that's she's not a superhero.
So we have a very different Widow. And
I think she'll
good, but we don't have one-to-ones of anybody else. And
I agree. Yeah. She'll probably be the main focus actor-wise of Thunderbolts, her and Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Also, we get
I like our new Captain America.
Holy shit, that's crazy. We get to see Harrison Ford and Florence Pugh act on the same screen.
Like no. I think hold up. Thunderbolts is gonna be great, and I like our new Captain America, but like him not having super soldier serum kind of downgrades him to like a B-lister, in my opinion.
Sure, yes, yeah, you can't 100%. Grab a helicopter. Yeah,
but also I am, in my mind, the idea of having like Elaine is in that movie, bro. Like, how is this movie's gonna be insane?
I'm actually kind of getting excited for that now that we're
Thunderbolts
thinking
is gonna be good.
We even have U.S.
David
Agent.
Harbour is in it too, right?
Yeah, David Harbour
has to be in it.
Oh my God, David Harbour. He's gonna be in scenes with fucking Harrison Ford.
It's gonna be like again. That is a movie I want to see because it's like, okay,
that's got some star power. Yeah,
it's gonna have some star power. It's gonna be wild. Like, I'm here for that. I'm very curious if that's it seems like that's a good vibe to have moving forward. Yeah. We've had a couple years of like, what? There have been some good movies for sure. But I would say overall, this has been a pretty weak ass phase. It hasn't been like, there's been a lot to be like, I don't know where you're going with this.
What's our, I think these are still our rankings, right? For at least the movies.
For this phase,
I think Spider-Man popped the fuck off. I thought Spider-Man was fucking great, and then
but Spider-Man popped off for a different reason than Spider-Man popped off for the same reason why I like Endgame, not because I think Endgame is like a perfect movie, but because it was like, oh, it's all the things I want. And so that's why I think No Way Home is good.
Sure.
Because I was like, fuck it. This is amazing. Like, this is Jesse 100% getting what he wants.
Let me ask you this,
I
though,
don't care.
because Chad's kind of talking about this. Is phase 4 better than phase 1 and 2? As a phase? Because I think it is. I would say yes.
Quality-wise, certainly. I think phase 1 was them trying to, like, find themselves and figure out what movies they wanted to make and how they want to make it. Like, but I think since then it's a downgrade in what we've become. I don't think it's better than phase 2 at all.
What do you mean?
I think phase 2 and phase 3 are amazing. Phase 1 is kind of like we're trying to figure out what the hell this is, which I think equates to this phase because, it's like phase 1.
Chat forgets what phase 1 is. Chat, look at phase 1.
Marvel Avengers, I enjoyed.
There's
Captain America, I enjoyed. Iron Man, I enjoyed. Iron Man 2, I think is trash. Thor, I think is trash. Incredible Hulk, I think is trash. There's my takes.
They're pretty equal, actually.
Well, and I think the reason why they're pretty equal is because phase 4 is just like phase 1. They have to start over. And it's clearly obvious. Just like with phase 1, they were like, okay, we're going to get to someplace.
Well, maybe
Like,
Black Panther is going to pop the
going?
fuck off, and then everyone's going to be like, phase 4 is fucking dope.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I'm here for a good pop off.
Yeah, we'll find out in
Ready?
a couple weeks for that. Chat and host, we got to throw She-Hulk and Werewolf by Night into the MCU Plus rankings.
Okay. No matter what,
it's right now it's 4 for me. The conversation begins at 4.
This is fascinating.
How the fuck did Agent Carter get that high?
We love Agent Carter. I don't know how it got there. Agent Carter got there.
I don't even remember it, and I think that helped you guys a lot. That I barely remember it.
I mean, Agent Carter was good, but like, how?
It was canceled before it overstayed its welcome too. So I think all the memories are
fond.
Oh
yeah,
because
that
it didn't like have a bunch of bad seasons. It was in there, it did its thing, and then they canceled it. And you're like, all right.
Yeah. Look, I'm just happy about 11.
Agent Carter was good.
11's. I'm glad that we got it there.
I would say I like She-Hulk better than Falcon Winter Soldier.
I agree.
Only because Falcon Winter Soldier is like they had to do rewrites and shit at the last minute and change stuff. And
I agree.
I would say it's at least better than Falcon Winter Soldier. But I don't know if I'd put it higher than WandaVision because I think WandaVision had at least a coherent, cohesive thought. Like they, from start to finish, they knew what they were doing with the show.
Oh,
I believe.
I would put it higher than WandaVision because I think She-Hulk did more for women. Woo! Whereas WandaVision set women back.
Who am I to argue?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue on that point at all.
You've already you stole that win. What are we going to do? Be like, actually, Bronze?
Bronze is like writing that point, and I'm figuring out a way to like pole vault over Bronze and move on to the next.
Women back into this
that's a free slot. Like playing bingo. That was the free slot in the middle.
Yeah.
Bronze just took it. She was like, yup.
I finally played a card on the show. I've never played a card.
Bronze played the card. Let it be known.
Actually, no, I think I played my Thisy card to bury Miss Marvel as deep in this list as you guys would allow me to. I was like, no, 'tis an abomination.
Bronze, I don't like.
Think it to the bottom of the list.
If you catch me on a spicy day, Miss Marvel is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, okay. Chat, tell me if I'm crazy.
There's some rough times there.
But I feel like when we were covering this show, I was the meanest to it, and y'all were the nicest to it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the first episode, I mean, we've done this a billion. We're not going to turn this into Miss Marvel, but the first episodes, they were good. The second that she fucking leaves her town, that show goes off the fucking rails and then never get back on.
I believe the way you described it, and the reason why JP and I were like, well, yeah, is you said, and I quote, this is a Desi show for white dudes.
Yeah, for white guys, yeah.
And we were like, yeah, that must be why we like it so much.
Yeah.
It definitely, like, we get it now.
Because
And you're like, you don't get shit. You don't
show,
get anything. And we're like,
the show
it feels
introduces.
like we understand.
It's exactly right. The show introduces enough to make us feel like we're learning about a culture, when in actuality we're like learning the wrong things. It's like, guys, let's go get some naan.
Like, that was pretty good. Yeah, and you're
yeah.
like, you know nothing. You know nothing about it. And you would just go on like educational and informative tirades, and we'd be like, I did not know that. And you'd be like, that's why it's for stupid white guys. And we're like,
yes,
yeah, I like.
Oh,
this
that's
episode.
right. And then Nontella was born, and now we still got to try it. Still got to try it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And now I see Eddie, but thankfully now that I see anytime.
Oh yes.
What now?
What? Huh?
No. Tell me. Every time you see what?
Oh no! Anytime I see anyone online post that they just got a chai tea, I immediately think that somewhere in the universe, Bronze is like.
At this point, I'm used to it. I just won't order it, if that makes sense. Like, because I can't.
You won't drink chai tea on. What?
I can't order it like that. I have to say, can I get a chai?
Oh,
like,
chai tea and naan bread.
I speak like the language. So
oh, because the idea is that you're saying TT. Okay, right. Yeah.
TT,
yeah.
Can I have TT?
Oh man! From now, all right.
It's like
ladies,
apparently
hi.
Panera bread.
Hey.
Someone informed me Panera means bread, so they're like, we're saying bread.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
And
yeah.
did you know?
I just want everyone to know from now on.
It's gone. Never mind.
Bronze, when we go out from now on, and I like check out a lady, I want to be like, look at the chai tea on her. TT.
This is the only acceptable use of it. This is the only acceptable
talk
use
about
of it.
chai tea.
Remember that
People
feeling
are funny.
of the?
I love being dissy.
The second to last episode of She-Hulk. I'm getting it again thanks to Jesse right now.
What was that? Damn, let's go check out some chai teas. You know what I'm saying?
I think jokes aside, WandaVision didn't set women back before all the comments come for me.
Oh, no, those.
Joke.
Now someone's just like, now I just wrote 3 fucking paragraphs and I got to just delete all this shit. I can't even post
it. It's a joke.
I can't.
It's a joke now.
But I do think She-Hulk did do the hard work of addressing a lot of stuff that I do appreciate, even if they were heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And even if they went overboard. Like, I never thought we were gonna like address like
hit the nail on the head.
Like I said, like revenge porn or feeling unsafe. Like her walking home. That was like the most like it was so great to see that. Like her walking home and being like, ah, and then being like, wait, I'm She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Because like that's that's a power fantasy for women. Like, and so the fact that they addressed a lot of that, her standing outside the bar, I think in episode 1, and those creepy men coming over to her, like the way they did stuff, I was like, oh no, that's definitely what it's like to navigate the world as a woman. Like you're in constant fear of creepy people. Go read through the horror stories at TwitchCon. I have one. But just about every female probably has one. A horror story from going to a convention or hanging out. Like we don't get to hang out at 1 a.m. in the morning at a convention without having someone follow us or touch us or do something, Yeah. And so I do love that this show did all of that and still managed to make it funny, because otherwise that shit would have just been depressing. But it also gets docked for not having like any payoff for that horrible thing that happened to her. Because if you're gonna make me go through the trauma of watching that, I'm telling y'all, I felt physically uncomfortable.
Payoff.
I had to look away.
JP, will you go back
but for me, that puts it at above WandaVision.
I'm thinking
phase 4.
I'm thinking 6. Yeah. What's going on in phase 4? Hey, buddy.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to see that. Yeah, I think I personally think that because I'm less comedy boy, that I liked WandaVision better because it was weird and strange. That's like Jesse shit. I see that I am in the minority here, so I will zip it and accept that it's better.
All right.
I've learned.
I'm not
going to fight you on this.
We're going with 6?
Sure. But if that's the case for that, I think Werewolf by Night.
You agree, JP, that it should be at 6? You were saying 4, weren't you?
I was saying 4 is where the conversation begins. And so if we're at 6, then I'm fine. Because like it's not better than Punisher, it's not better than Daredevil, it's not better than Loki. Just in general. I don't think.
Yeah,
it
no, I
will ever
agree.
eclipse that.
Is it better than Agent Carter? I don't remember
Agent Carter slaps. Agent Carter
Agent
slaps.
Carter's-
I refuse to accept that.
Look,
Okay.
Agent Carter will remain where it's at by
I'll fight for Agent Carter.
I'll
fight for my girl.
because it only amplifies and solidifies what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Was trying to do that you guys just didn't get. So if if I get a win out of Agent Carter and it helps by proxy with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then yeah. Then I can all out. Anyways, what were we gonna say about Werewolf by Night, Jesse?
Werewolf by Night, I think, and I'll see where you guys stand on this. Even though I enjoyed Werewolf by Night, what it is, it has to be next to What If.
Oh yeah, same. I was gonna say
based on just what it is, it like has to be in the same. It has to be right in the middle. It's not great, but it was fun, and I liked it from start to finish. I liked it, but it wasn't like, oh, that's the next big thing. It was like 50 minutes of like, okay, that was fun.
Well, then the harder question is Werewolf by Night better than Hawkeye?
In my opinion, yes.
I mean, they're so
that's so tough because
it's such a different media.
Yeah.
Hawkeye
by Night,
for me did the cardinal sin of being boring. Whereas I can't say that about Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night might have been campy at places, but it was never boring.
You know what's
and
wild,
it had a
by the way?
better style and sense of what it was.
You know what's wild? Hawkeye came out a year ago.
Oh my God. What is
December.
time?
Yeah.
What is time?
Or soon to be a year ago.
Is time real?
Well, as you get older.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this, Bronze.
Time begins.
Not this. Do
you know that your eyes start to see things in a lower frame rate? Are you aware of this?
That's true.
I would say
I'm okay with it being 10. Here's the thing. I could hear an argument for it being better than Hawkeye. I don't know about a conversation if it's better than What If.
I think it's better than What If because What If had a fun ending, but I think most of the episodes were like
one-offs.
Cool. Yeah, they were kind of like one-off. And so I feel like as a one-off, if we're judging What Ifs as one-offs, I feel like as a one-off, Werewolf by Night was a better one-off.
Okay.
And again, I think this comes down to the same reason why I ranked Agent Carter high is because it can't overstay its welcome. It can't like have episodes where you're finally like, well, that's garbage. It like, Agent Carter got canceled. So, what we got was good. But I feel like with this, it's only, it's less than an hour long. I feel like it is what it is. It served its purpose. And it's definitely better than What If.
So we throw in at number 10. Hawkeye stays 9. What If goes 11? Not hearing any arguments.
I mean, man, Hawkeye's tough because there's a lot in Hawkeye I love. Overall, the problem is comparing multiple episodes with one thing is really tough.
Yeah. I don't mind either way. It's a 9 or 10 for me. It's you guys can. I don't mind any of the other shows being pushed because they still reserve their ranking, and anything above it, as long as we don't go above 8.
Chat, okay. A great example of overstaying your welcome, Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is further down this list because season 1 is incredible TV, one of the best seasons of anything, and every season after that was some of the worst shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like the cardinal sin of being boring. Just like not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes annoying. Show. By season 3, I hated every character. I was like, who are these? Like, why do I care about these people?
I'm okay with it being 10. If we don't adjust the list from here, I think that seems like the two of you are not fighting it either. So
I'm okay with 10. I would say 9 or 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being above Hawkeye. It doesn't affect me any, but like honestly, in the middle, that's the hardest part because it's like it gets hard. The top ones are so good, the bottoms are so bad. In the middle, it's just like
I'm submitting. Wherever. It's been submitted. There you go.
Yeah, we did it.
The MCU Crew rankings. That was nice and easy. Hey, if you want to submit your own rankings and join our community rankings list, you can do so. Head over to mcucrew.com/rankings and get your list today.
Yeah, instead of complaining to us that our rankings are wrong, submit your own and have your voice heard.
And then we can do this.
Can we see the community rankings right now?
Yeah, let's just pull up random people from the community here. Hey, Zeno Smilus. Let's see what you think. Oh, he's got a pretty good list.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty good list. It's a pretty good list.
Solid list.
Pretty good list here. Hey, John, what S?
A lot of people are putting Iron Man in the top 10, which is the right answer.
Pretty good list.
And Iron Man 2 towards the bottom, which is also the right answer.
People hate Eternals.
Khadgar, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Ooh.
Over. Okay, you're on crack.
Look, some people if some people love Spider-Man.
Some people love Spider-Man more than anyone else.
Some people are Spider-Man fans.
Wait, hold up. Shang-Chi over Endgame? I love that movie, and I don't agree. But still, I respect your list.
Nah, this list is fucking whack. Like, what the hell is going on here?
JP, no!
I love this list. I love this list. This is like the anti-list.
You can't say that. You can't say
I love this list.
Wait, why can't I say low? Is that AAVE or something? Or what are you saying? I can't comment on the viewers in a negative way. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Their opinions
I thought saying something is whack is like AAVE.
No,
and I was like,
no, I'm just saying you have to be nice. You have to be like, I don't agree, but your opinion is valid. You can't be like, this is whack.
Well, I could say it's whack, but I appreciate your opinion.
I love it. I love your list.
The Woogly. That's a pretty good list.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
Let's
Ragnarok
see.
was one that everyone seemed to love at the top. So
yeah, no, Ragnarok is like at the top of everyone's list.
Let's see the aggregate. I don't know if the aggregate. We don't have aggregate MCU. What we have designated as MCU plus. So it's only movies right now. So nothing has really changed.
That's the aggregate of everyone's.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes
sense
that.
Bad.
Yeah, no, this all checks out.
Yeah,
that's not bad at all.
Everyone, the Eternals, man, that is.
No, but I don't think anybody put the Eternals high. I don't think we put the Eternals high.
No,
absolutely not. No way in hell. Yeah, absolutely not.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Black Widow's far down there too.
Yeah, Black Widow was our last place for Phase 4. So,
wait. Barry just sent me the data on this. What does it mean? What do you mean, Barry? 1 point per position? Are you saying
the aggregate is anytime someone put it at like 1, right? So it's weighted. It's like weighted scores.
I think what he's trying to say is that if you put something in position 20, that program gets 20 points. Oh, so it's the inverse. Okay.
Oh, so you want the lowest score to get to the top, right?
Yeah, more points. No, yeah, more points is a worse position.
Yeah.
Jesus. So the Hulk is an overwhelming percentage of people put it at the very that is shown here, but like goddamn, like that's an unbelievable amount of people that threw it at the bottom for the Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
Damn.
You can see how close things are. Gotcha. So, okay. The Incredible Hulk and Dark World are 10 points away from one another.
I'm just so happy so many people put Ant-Man and the Wasp down low.
Wow.
Again, let me remind you, that's the only movie of any of the MCU I've fallen asleep in. I don't know how that movie ends, bro.
It's not that bad. I thought it was fine.
I
really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the ones that was caping for that movie that really liked it, but I also have not gone back and watched it.
I've seen it a ton of times thanks to the beautiful people of TBS. Because they love playing the shit out of that movie.
That's true. It does play at 24-hour fitness a lot when I'm on the treadmill.
It plays
I see it on all the time.
nonstop.
Yeah.
They have thrown that one to the royalties. Or whatever the networks, as it were. It plays non-fucking stop. It's always out there.
Paul Rudd doesn't hate me. I love the first Ant-Man movie. Paul Rudd is only mediocre thoughts of me.
Okay.
Paul Rudd is like
Paul Rudd's the type of dude that would not take it personally.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like me and Jesse are the type of fans to be like, Paul Rudd, we love you and I love you, man. Versus like, Ant-Man, and I feel like he would respect that.
Yes.
I'd be like, oh my God, I love you, man. It's one of my favorite movies. And he'd
Pretty
probably
good.
be like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh.
Paul
see what
Rudd,
you're
I
saying.
love you and Clueless. That would be me.
Paul Rudd, I
Be
loved
like,
you in
oh
that
my
movie where
God.
you were
You wanna-
the stepbrother?
You want to
Cousin?
You want to have your minds blown, chat? If you don't know what Clueless is, or you haven't seen Clueless in a while, go look at headshots from Clueless and headshots in Ant-Man. They're the exact same. He has not changed in
No,
20
yeah.
plus
He's
years.
he's
It's
like a
wild.
different.
He's
like-
actually a vampire. 100%.
That's what minding your own business and moisturizing gets you.
Let me remind you,
guess,
the
yeah.
ending of
Already aging
Clueless is
process.
insane. Just a reminder, the ending's insane. Clueless has an insane person ending. It's crazy.
It's been a while since
What's
I've
the
seen
ending?
it. What's the ending?
She and Paul Rudd get together in the end.
I knew that. That's crazy because it's
Oh,
like
even though they're like stepbrother and sister, aren't they?
Yes!
yeah.
It's freaking wild.
It's
that
definitely like
1
a
a.m.
90s
porn
movie.
search right there. That's crazy.
Yeah,
kidding me?
no.
Well,
he-
Jesse, why
like
do
the
you think so many people our age watch that type of content? I mean, it started with Clueless.
Look, I'm not even
Clueless
gonna fight the
was the
internet on that. I see
seed.
the polls. I see the stuff online. Bronze,
people are
you don't
getting
even know.
people are getting stuck in laundries nonstop.
Yeah, all the
Bronze, okay, and they just
Everyone's-
happen to be
Every
stepbro.
time you get a new step sibling, they're
They
always
happen
stuck in
to
the
be
laundry.
step siblings
Every time.
in laundry. It's a bad
We
mix.
gotta stop. People
Or
gotta
a
stop
good mix,
going in
really.
the laundry or
So
under the
do you-
bed
do you
or
know
behind the
this had to
couch.
be- This had to be explained to me by my chat. I'm like my chat's grandma. I'm so innocent that somebody said, "Oh, help
about
stepbrother,"
stepbro?
and I
Oh.
didn't know what it was. And a wonderful person in my chat, Sire, explained it to me in very plain terms that a girl gets stuck in a washing machine, and I was like, "How though?"
So one of my chat goes, "That's a mid-afternoon search, not a 1 a.m. search."
All I know is, and this made me immediately be like, yeah, we're all messed up. I truly firmly believe no one is normal. They have done studies, and like that is some of the #1 searches in America.
Oh, dude, every year, the most fascinating data that gets published is, let's say, a popular websites that has to do with that type of content. They put out the analytics of like popular searches by state.
They're
all of
so
it.
funny,
and
dude.
it's just the most fascinating things you can
It
watch
is.
and read.
Some of them are unabashedly hilarious. Some of them are like some of the craziest things in the world, and then some of them you're like,
No, that checks out.
why are people in Minnesota looking up BBC?
It's wild.
It's
wild.
amazing. I love that stuff.
It's wild.
Yes, and I of course am referring to the British Broadcasting.
Yeah, they
Corporation.
love seeing what the Brits have to say.
That's what I'm
Why
referring
can't
to.
y'all watch hentai like normal people?
That's on there too.
Why hentai, of course.
Yeah, I think isn't that? I want to say that like that's the most
That is-
searched in California or something like that.
And on like the coasts. Yeah,
Yeah.
the coasts love their hentai apparently.
yeah, that's wild.
Why hentai, of course. That's
Wow.
a call back to yesterday to everyone. Wink. I got you, chat.
All right, I don't think there's any other MCU stuff, especially because we're talking about the current subject matter. What are we doing next week? What do you guys want to do? What's going on?
You tell us.
We got how many weeks till? We got 3 weeks of shows till Black Panther. Yeah, we can watch
What
3
can
weeks
get
of
done
something.
in 3 weeks?
A lot.
Let's see.
Is that Forrest Gump? A lot.
A lot.
I may not be a smart man.
That's Theraflu Bronze. Be nice. You
but
have to
I
be
know
nice
what
to me.
love is.
No, you have to be nice to me.
You know what I
That's a
want?
law.
You know what I want
That's a
more than
lot.
anything in the world? I want Tom Hanks in the MCU. I don't know what the fuck he would play,
Hell yes.
but I need Tom Hanks in the MCU.
Hell yes.
Give it to me. I need it.
Make it happen.
All right. Hold on, real quick. Who would Tom Hanks play?
I don't know. I don't
Who
know.
would Tom Hanks play?
Hey, Jonah
He's
James.
not young Tom Hanks. He's old Tom Hanks. So who's Tom Hanks
I'm
play?
trying to think. I'm trying to think.
I want something.
He could pull off Mr. Fantastic. In like a really weird way. He could probably do it.
Tom Hanks needs to be something like
crazy power level,
out of control, like something so anti-Tom Hanks, like Mr. Sinister or some shit. Like just the craziest against type character. Like Tom Hanks is Jubilee. Like I don't know what. Something insane that people are like, what? Wait, what? Nightmare would be good. Mojo that could be fun.
Kind of fun.
Apocalypse. Oh shit, that'd be the best. What are we doing? Tom Hanks Galactic. Oh my god.
He could actually do that. That might actually work. Just get a little synth on his voice.
Tom Hanks is like, I've come to eat your world.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. I'll be amazing.
He's probably
Tom Hanks is the villain in the Blade movie.
I've never thought about this, but in terms of actors that could never actually like make sense in the greater MCU, Tom Hanks is like, there's nowhere.
I don't know where you put him.
He couldn't. Yeah. There is not a role for Tom Hanks in the entirety of the MCU. Like, who does he play that actually makes sense?
Has anyone on the internet said
that's an interesting list? That someone should do that article somewhere on like comicbooks.com and get it trending. That's an easy article.
There is an article from September 8th, 2022. Tom Hanks addresses if he'll be in this Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What's he say?
I guess he was on Will Arnett's podcast and he said he hadn't gotten a call from Marvel. And apparently they're doing 24 live action series planned between now and the end of 2025.
Oh.
And they were asking if he was going to be in it, and he's like,
here's the thing. Tom Hanks is like so powerful as a human being. Tom Hanks would just play Tom Hanks in the MCU. That's what he would be. He would just play himself. It's Tom Hanks. Someone runs into him.
Yeah, the question was, okay, Mr. Disney himself, Tom Hanks, why are you not in a Marvel movie? They've asked you by now. And he says, no, not to my knowledge. Have they? I don't know. Boy, talk about coin of the realm. It's like, holy cow. And they keep asking him, and he's like,
that's the most Tom Hanks quote ever. Jesus.
Hey, he keeps asking, would you be in it? And he's like, maybe. If they want to invite me, it's pretty much what it looks like.
Nice. Well, let's talk about what we got. 3 weeks. There's 10.
Wait, hold on. This is amazing.
Marvel to see if there's any characters that were old white men, and Stan Lee popped up.
This is another quote. This is amazing. This is Tom Hanks. What is it called? Is it officially the Marvel Universe of Motion Pictures? And the response is no, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And he goes, whoa, the MCU. All right.
There you go. He got
Tom Hanks is clearly just like, I don't have any interest in this, but like, I'll do it if they pay me.
Did you, the most recent thing I saw of Tom Hanks, if we're getting in on our Tom Hanks knowledge, he and his wife were like out in a movie or something, and paparazzi like put their hands or did something to his wife. I forgot exactly what the altercation was. He loses his shit on this person. And like the most like, I respect you for that type way. I think is his wife, is that Greta Wilson? For some reason I want to say that is, but I don't know if that's correct at all. Oh, they knocked the phone out of her hand. Okay, that's what it was.
If I was Tom Hanks, I'd be like pretty upset with the fact that like there's a sizable I'm not gonna say sizable, a very loud minority of people in this country who are convinced that man eats babies. And like,
really?
That's not even a joke. The people who are like full on like internet conspiracy are like, Tom Hanks is part of the baby cabal and he eats babies to gain his youth.
He's got to get that adrenochrome, man.
What's crazy is if they watch Tom Hanks, like, ain't nothing, like, the man is aging like a normal human being. He doesn't have super secret. Paul Rudd's the one we got to look out for.
That's true.
Now, Paul Rudd, he's eating babies.
Paul Rudd definitely eats babies, guys.
I found the story. So, someone like kind of like body shoved into Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks's wife, and it caused her to drop her phone. And Tom Hanks notices it and turns around and says, "Back the fuck off, man." Like a very authoritative Tom Hanks voice.
Good on Tom.
Good on Tom. Good on Tom. Anyways, for what we can do in the next 3 weeks, there's 10 episodes of Legion season 2. If you guys want to do that, 3 episodes a week. It does get really mind-fucky.
You know what? I love a good mind fuck, man.
We could also go into the world of the X-Men animated. If that's something you guys want to revisit. Season 2. We'll revisit it eventually. And then, you know, at the bottom of the totem pole, Iron Fist.
I was going to say, don't fucking say Iron Fist.
Does have some...
I'm just trying to remember where Legion left off.
Legion left off with Aubrey Plaza and Jermaine.
Yeah, they drove off together.
Yeah, driving off in the car.
The husband, whatever his name was.
After she gets freed from David's head.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a recap at the start of the season. Or,
admittedly, we lucked out because not much truly happens in that first season.
Or we could really flip the script and we could start Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Dude, if I have to watch that first episode again where he flies off in
when
his
he
car,
flies in the car, dude.
That sucks so bad. I remember watching that being like, this sucks. He's like,
Jesse,
let's get out of here.
Jesse, I'm going to
fly off. I was like, boo.
I'm going to spoil the final minutes of the final episode of that show. The car comes back.
I hope they ride off like Grease. You're the one that I want. Do up, and like fly through the air, like towards camera, and everyone in the background's waving, like, yeah. That's what I hope.
Well, I can tell you the car is there. I'm not going to tell you anything else. So yeah, those are some of our options. And if you guys have other ideas, we can discuss those now. But it's up to y'all.
I'm down to watch Legion. I've never seen it before, so that's new to me. I've seen X-Men. I know what that's about. I've never seen Legion. I'll watch Legion.
Bronzy down for Legion season 2?
Yeah, I like Legion.
How do you guys deal with like scary shit? Are you good with it?
Why? What does that mean?
It's appropriate for the month.
Oh, it is actually appropriate for Halloween. Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Season 2 Legion is kind of creepy.
Season 1 was terrifying. The biggest like
Season 1 was
so scary.
Wait, Bronze, hold on. We did that. How did the Shadow King do?
Like fucking pins. Yo, I almost shit myself. And he's like moving around. Every time they open a door, he's there. That was like terrifying.
Okay. Well,
what? Wait,
no
what
one
does
else
that mean?
thought
Does
that
it get
shit
worse
was
than
scary?
that?
I believe season 2 is considerably more creepy than season 1. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. In the first episode,
right.
the first episode
Season 1 was creepy, so that's scary to me.
The first
season
episode
1 to me
is
was scary.
The first episode is like very uncomfortable. Like
I'm a baby though.
It jumps out of the fucking okay. Let's do this. We'll watch 3 episodes. If it's like, it might be too much. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I definitely have memories of being like, man, this show's fucking creepy, man. I'm not. They went too far this season, so we'll see. If you guys aren't feeling it after next week,
what does that even mean?
Am I gonna be scared?
Here, I could pull up. I know one. Let's retrace my memories here.
You can't say all that and then be like, it'll scar you for life. Can't wait to watch it. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Wait, come back.
Let's see. There's this, which I'm not going to explain.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Here you go. There's this.
Jesse, what is he talking about?
How do you feel about that?
Okay,
I mean, that's just like weird. That's
fine.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Now, if you were to tell me someone's going to pull that white cloth and then like his guts were going to come out, that might be a bit much.
Yeah, that's scary.
Hold on. There's one image in particular that I'm trying to remember, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it.
Yeah, I go to art museums all the time. I've seen that before. Avant-garde. Trash. Derivative.
We'll just have to watch the episode, I guess. because I can't find the particular instance that I'm referring to. So, look, we'll circle back next week and reconvene. We'll discuss it.
Yeah. Look, if at any point in time y'all want to just really do what we need to do and watch
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fuck.
Ghost Rider starring Nick Cage. If y'all just want to finally do it, pull the trigger, you let me know.
That might be the Christmas special, is we do a Ghost Rider. Hold on.
Rider.
Aren't there 2 of those?
I mean, the second one legitimately sucks, but the first one sucks in like a fun way.
That might be a Christmas special as we watch. Maybe that's a live MCU crew as we watch Nick Cage and Ghost Rider. Is that on Disney Plus?
Is it? I don't know.
Ghost Rider Disney Plus. I don't think it is. There was that was the Ghost Rider series. By the way, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has Ghost Rider in it, and it's very good. It's very good in that show.
You are really, you know what? You're going to bat for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I appreciate that. It shows loyalty.
Look,
but it also
the last
shows
seasons of that show are very good.
Judgment.
You just haven't seen them because the first season of that show might be some of the most boring dog shit trash I've ever watched.
It's quite bad.
But like season 3+ are great.
I heard when it got to be around Winter Soldier time.
Yes.
That's when it started to pick up and get good. Everyone who I knew was watching it was like, oh my God, dude, the storyline that coincides with Winter Soldier is amazing. You're going to love it. And I was like, do I have to watch? They're like, yo, like some stuff you got to understand first. I was like, don't care that much. It doesn't affect me.
It's good. They do an entire thing like alternate universe, but it's inside a computer type deal. They go to space. They go to another dimension. They get some time travel in there. I mean, they really run the gambit on like bullshit that you can do in a sitcom. It's all.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bronze.
It's all there. Look, it's got fun for all. It's got fun for all. Anyways.
Jesse, what is this man talking about?
Look.
Bronze, sometimes people take drugs, and sometimes people take too many drugs. And I think this is one of those scenarios.
No such thing.
JP will... No. I think today he took too many.
All I'm saying,
his judgment is like, it isn't... I'm not saying it's like bad. Have fun. But I think his judgment's impaired. This is one of those like, don't drink and drive. Like, don't do lots and lots of drugs and then talk about what your favorite Marvel property is.
Look,
because you're going to end up saying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and we all know you're just high.
All I'm saying is that, there's only one of us that can claim to be the true MCU fan here. And it's someone who's watched 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I'll let you win. You know what? You win.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you know right now. I don't want that title.
Yeah, have fun. You win.
All right.
I don't want that title. That's not a title I want.
We need a little crown above our frame right here in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't.
What's the crown say on it? Does it have text on it, or is it just, what is it? Is it all the Infinity Gemstones?
Got the Infinity Gems, yeah.
The Infinity Crown.
And then also, if you look on the back of it, it says I watched 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for this crown.
And all I got was this Infinity Crown.
All I got was this Infinity Crown.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. All right, let's do Legion season 2. We'll see how you guys feel about the first 3 episodes next week and go from there.
Let's get weird.
Oh, you're gonna. Hopefully, it does have a recap because obviously everything that happened in season 1 is important to the show, and there's a time skip and a bunch of shit happens. So I think they do kind of go back and touch on all that stuff. That's that. Get your Black Panther 2 tickets in case you haven't already. And if you're watching us on video format, because they got to get better about promoting this, you can listen to us on podcast platforms via the podcast, via audio stuff. If you just want to hear our dumb voices and not see our dumb faces, boy, do we have the MP3s for you.
You don't even have to look at our faces.
Yeah, it's true. Let's do some
Amazing.
shout-outs. Wrap it up. Call it a show.
Technology.
Yeah. Bronze, what do you got going on?
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. I played a lot of Dark Tide this weekend, and today I'm a little sick, so I'm gonna hang out and paint miniatures on my stream. So if you want to watch me paint D&D and Warhammer 40K stuff, come through. Jesse's joined me before on these, and they're kind of fun. Hi, hello. That bronze girl everywhere.
Yeah. Fantastic. Jesse Cox, what do you got going on?
Oh, hello. Man, I am going to, boy, oh boy, a lot comes out this week for me in the world of video games. So I'm going to try and play all sorts of stuff. Probably here on the old stream, but also more importantly, try to get some stuff done in the world of video gaming news, because this weekend was crazy. So the minute I'm done here, I've got to go put together some sort of semblance of 5 minutes of gaming news. So can't wait for that. That'll be a lot to decide what to use and what not to.
Wait, are thumbs the same way? Why does it look so different when you thumbs up? For me, it's like a full arm thing.
What do you mean? What do you?
And then bronze. Oh my God, bronze! Are you doing that purposely, or is your thumb just like? Are you popping your joint?
You do this? Wait,
do
wait! Don't you thumbs up like
do
that?
Do you not have a joint on your thumb?
I'm gonna try to do it the way you do it. There. That just doesn't look right to me.
How the fuck are you going that far? I can't do that. Are you double jointed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, well, okay.
I can't do it. Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Wait, can you do this with your hand? Can you like?
That's as far back as I can go.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Like my hand normally operates at like this level, but I can't do that. It's not a.
My hand naturally
like
does
this
that.
is actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is a pretty big stretch.
Your hand naturally does that?
Yeah, you're a mutant.
God damn, you got like.
I don't have to.
You're like one of those. You're like one of those.
Don't do that.
You're like one of those goblins.
You're gonna break them. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I figured out how to break JP.
That's terrifying. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
But you guys can't do that.
That's awful. Oh my God. That was like
Happy
the worst thing I've ever
Halloween!
seen. Send out Morse code SOS. Get us some help over here.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Get us out of here.
I'm scarier than Legion.
You really are.
Lord.
If that shit happened in Legion, I would be like, this is a scary show on TV.
By the way, the two of you, don't forget, you got 2 weeks and you got to be dressed up. You got to get a costume for 31st. And I'm only saying that because I need to remind myself as well. Because I haven't got a costume yet.
Costume time.
What have you guys started? Are you just gonna like blow me out of the water? Is this just like are you like on another level?
I've started the planning process, yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So I shouldn't even I should just like JP it and then that's like the goof.
If you think I'm going to take this at all seriously, I don't know how to.
I'm going to take it very seriously.
Show up looking jank as hell. I want you to know that.
Oh no, I'm taking it very seriously.
I mean, I'm going to the store tonight to buy some paint for a room. I could just get some green paint as well, you know?
There you go.
Okay. All right.
My only thing is nailing down which character I want to play or which character I want to dress up.
For me, it's tough.
Very passionate.
Oh, it's not. I mean, I do an age.
Jesse, what is that face?
I don't. Jesse's he's doing something.
Fine. Doesn't even matter. Don't stress. Don't worry.
That only makes me more stressed.
Jesse,
what? What? I'm fine. My costume will be as adequate as all my other performances. Minimally.
I've seen your May.
That's
great.
what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of like a May level situation here.
Yeah.
Don't even stress it. Not even
like Jesse's
worry.
gonna get off this call and get his team on it and be like, all right, team.
Jesse, can you just do something? Can you just come as Jean Grey from the X-Men animated series? Yeah, with just the like headset.
What does Jean Grey wear?
She just has like the headset on.
Yeah, she has like the
headgear. And then I think she's also in just like a bikini or something. After that,
she does have a headgear situation.
She's got a head. I remember the headgear situation.
Yeah, she does have that.
Yeah,
she does have that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go get some green paint and call it a day. We'll circle back in 2 weeks, be all dressed up for our Halloween episode. Next week, first 3 episodes, season 2 of Legion. Make sure you watch it. You can find it on, is it on Hulu? Is that where we were watching that? I want to say it's Hulu, chat, at least for us Americans. So if there's something else, it might be Amazon. So
it's definitely on Hulu for us.
Okay.
But...
Oh, it's on Disney Plus? Okay. Disney Plus and EU, according to folks in chat, to get all that figured out. So we'll discuss first 3 episodes, season 2 next week, Legion, and whatever the hell is happening in the grand world of MCU. Brian, what's that face? Now you're making faces.
Yeah.
What the hell's happening here? I feel like
faces.
I feel like the 2 of you are in cahoots. And I'm getting left out to dry here.
No one's in cahoots. No one's in cahoots.
There's definitely cahooting and conspiring against me in this situation. So I'm going to end the show, and I'm going to mute them so I don't have to hear them laugh anymore.